Some armies started sharing their own stories. How V's songs kept them company during their loneliest nights. How he managed to convey emotions without saying much. One viral comment read, "When I lost the person I loved the most, the only thing that helped me cry was V's voice in Winter Bear." It's not a loud song, but in its silence, I felt heard. Another wrote, "V doesn't just sing. He expresses. He doesn't need long speeches. One glance, one verse, is enough to touch our deepest hearts." That's the kind of power Kim Taehyung holds. He's not always in front of the camera, not always the loudest on stage, but in his silence, many hearts feel connected. Some dedicated fans started identifying the studio in the photo, a small place known for being a healing space for musicians. Located in the Mapo district, the studio is famous for its minimalist interior and calm atmosphere. Indie musicians often go there. Not for commercial projects, but to be honest with themselves. The fact that Taehyung chose such a place, not a high-end label studio, makes the moment even more personal. A longtime staff member once said in an interview, "V is the type of artist who will write a song not to release, but to keep. Just for himself. Some songs he keeps for years because he's not ready to share them." And maybe that night was about one of those songs. A song not ready for the world, but deeply meaningful to its creator. After the moment went viral, fans hoped V would post something to explain. But what he did was even more touching. On April 23rd, V posted a short Instagram story. Just a night view from a window. No sound, no caption, but the background music was a soft piano instrumental no one had heard before. ARMY immediately sensed it wasn't a commercial song, and they were sure it was V's own composition. No big announcement, no promotion, just a signal. But as always, a small signal from V is enough to stir ARMY's hearts. Fans have long known that Taehyung lives two lives. One, as an international superstar, BTS member, fashion icon, and solo artist with millions of sales. The other, as a man who watches movies alone, who photographs flowers on the street, who writes poetry in silence. This quieter side doesn't get much attention. But for true ARMY, that's exactly where their love deepens. Not because of the glamour, but because of the sincerity. And that night, when he chose to sit alone in a quiet studio, writing and recording with no spotlight, he gently reminded us he's still human. ARMY, now is not the time to demand answers, not the time to speculate, but the time to be present, to offer strength. Without too many words, just as V often does for us. Let's fill social media with peaceful, supportive messages, with real hope and love. Because maybe what he needs most right now isn't more attention, but an invisible embrace from millions of loving hearts. Some fans are speculating that maybe this is the start of a secret album. Maybe it'll show up on SoundCloud like Scenery, Winter Bear, or Snowflower. Or maybe it'll never be released, because some songs are meant only to soothe a restless heart. Whatever it is, this story isn't over. And we, as drama lovers, as ARMY, as part of Taehyung's journey, we'll be here, waiting for the next chapter. Drama lovers, tonight might be quiet, but in that quiet, we find the most honest stories. Stories of someone who continues to love his art, even when the world gets too loud. Kim Taehyung never asked to be understood, but we choose to understand him anyway. Because true love doesn't need loud words, only presence. Tell us in the comments, which V song comforts you the most when you feel down? And if you could send one message to Taehyung today, what would it be? Like, share, and subscribe to Taehyung News. Because hey, even the quietest stories will always be heard together. See you in the next video. And don't forget, in silence, love still speaks.